Hi crocheters of the world! In this tutorial I want to show you how to work vertical stripes, nice vertical stripes, and different things that you can obtain with them. So first of all I will show you how to work the stripe, actually one, and then how to join them together. By joining them together you can create nice blankets, shawls, or I'm making here a gilet, a vest, how can I say, oops, it's a jumper maybe. Without sleeves, actually something without sleeves, and I make this in these three colors, and of course I want to show you how to make it, but not in this tutorial because it's not the right moment. First of all we want to I want to show you how to work the stripe and how to join them together, and then of course I will show you in another tutorial. Now with the stripe you can make beautiful bookmarks. I have two here, or you can also make earrings, really nice earrings. So this is only two things that you can make with these beautiful stripes, but of course you can make belts, really nice cotton belts, or what else, a summer scarflet if you are working with a nice cotton yarn, but really two threads, maybe three. Okay, now let us begin. To begin the stripe we will chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and join with the beginning chain to create a ring, chain of 3, which is our first double crochet, and into the ring were 13 more double crochets. Oops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, we don't want to join, we just chain 1 and turn into the first double crochet, work a single crochet, into the second double crochet, work a single crochet, then a chain of 4, and into the next 2 double crochets work two single crochets. Actually we are working a single crochet into each of our 14 double crochets, but in between 2 of them, so we put a chain 4 loop, so 2, 3, 4. So after we work 2 we chain 4 for the loop. Again 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the next two single double crochets put 2 single crochet, 1 2 3 and 4, and into the next 2 single crochets put next to double crochets, sorry, put 2 single crochets, 2 3 4, and into the last 2 double crochets, which is this, and the third chain of the beginning chain 3, another single crochet. At the end of this second row we will have 1 2 3 4 5 6 chain 4 loops all around. Now we are ready to begin. So this is the motif. It's there are only 2 rows for one motif. Okay, I will show you the bookmark. So this is the beginning motif, so this one, okay, and then actually we go on like this, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Here I put 6 arches. This is the beginning, and I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 arches, and then at the end I just chain of 17 and came back with a with slip stitch. So I slip stitched back, and then I put this little I forget the name. Okay, so for the next motif we chain 6 3 4 5 6 like this. So we are here at the end of the second row with the wrong face, wrong side facing us. You can see is here the tail. Now chain 6 and turn into the very first loop here, chain 4 loop, slip stitch to join, chain 3 and turn your work again. Now in this chain 6 loops you will begin with your 13 double crochets. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 and 13. Okay, now only into this first motif we want to join into the first single crochet, because from the next we will join into the chain 4 loop, okay? But into the first motif, when we finish the first row of the second motif, so this one with 13 double crochets, we want to join with the first motif into the single crochet, the first single crochet here. Okay, so slip stitch to join, chain 1 and turn. And now let us begin our second row of the second motif. So the same thing, into the first and the second, each of the first and the second double crochet, 1 single crochet, then chain 4, and into the next 2 double crochets, 2 single crochets, and chain 4, 3 4, and into the next 2 single double crochets, 2 single crochets, and chain 4, 3 4, and go on. Oops. 2 single crochets, chain 4, 2 3 4, and 2 single crochets and chain 4, 3 4, and 2 single crochets, chain 4 for the last time, 2 3 4, and 2 single crochets into the last 2 double crochets. This is the first, and the last is the chain 3, beginning chain 3. So into the third chain of the beginning chain 3 we have to work our last single crochet. And this is the second motif. Actually the first is a little bit different because it seems to be more round, and this is the first motif, arch motif. Okay, so here you can see better. So this is the first motif, and it's really unique because there then we work arches. 1, 2, can you see? Okay, so this. Now this is the first arch, and now we will begin the second with chain of 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn your work and into the first loop of the first arch, slip stitch to join, then chain 3, back, turn, and work your 13 double crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, now as I said before, we want to join into the loop, so only the first joining is into the single crochet here. From the second we join into this loop. Okay, so join into this loop of the first motif, actually not of the arch but of the first motif. Okay, slip stitch, chain 1 and turn and work your second row of the arch of the motif. So 2 single crochets, chain 4 loop, 3, 4, 2 single crochets, chain 4 loop, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually it's a very easy motif. I will show you other because there are lots of vertical stripes motifs and I like them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet into the next 2 double crochets, and 3, 4, and single crochet into the last 2 single crochet double crochets. And here we are. I will show you what we have so far. This is what we have so far. So we completed 1 and 2, and now we want to complete the second one on the right side because we have the left side, the right side, let's say. So the second one of the right side. No, actually is this one on the left side. Okay, sorry. So actually we just chain 6 where we are, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then turn again into the first loop, slip stitch to join, chain 3 for the first double crochet, turn again and work your 13 double crochets, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13, and at the end of the first row we always, so actually it's the left side arch, not the right side, as I said, so I was wrong. So at the end of every first row of every arch, we slip stitch into the nearest loop, chain 4 loop, and my nearest chain 4 loop is this one. Okay, slip stitch, then chain 1, turn, and work your single crochet and chain 4 loop row, so the last one of the arch, 4, then 2 single crochets, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 single crochets. So it's really easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 single crochets, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 single crochets, and that's it. Now again, chain 6 and into the very first loop of the finished, this the last motif, so this one, slip stitch to join, chain 3, turn, and work your 13 double crochets, and then here we have to into the nearest loop slip stitch, then chain 1, turn, and work the last row, which is the chain 4 loop row. So I will show you again. 3, 4, 5, 6, then turn and into the first chain 4 loop, slip stitch, then chain 3 and turn, and work your 1, 2, 13 double crochet, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And as I said, into the nearest loop, chain 4 loop, which is this one, slip stitch to join. So the nearest loop is this one, slip stitch to join, chain 1 and turn, and complete the arch with the last row, 2 single crochets, 3 chain 4, 2 single crochets, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is as easy as that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again single crochets, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and last 2 single crochets, 1 and the last one into the third chain of the double crochet of the chain 3. Okay, and then again chain 6 into the loop, and so on for the length that we want for our motif. Okay, so this is how we work the stripe. Now into the second part of this tutorial I will show you how to join together the stripes to create, as I said, blankets or shawls or jumpers, or I don't know, anything else, anything any kind of item that you want to create, you think it's nice to create. So maybe bags, summer bags with a cotton yarn. Okay, so I worked one more arch here, and you just go on for the length that you want. Now when you want to finish, you just finish one arch and insert the hook into the loop and slip stitch to join. So this is how we finish. The project. Okay, so that's it. Now to join together the motifs, we begin another motif. So we chain 6 to begin, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we join. We work actually the first 3 and the first 13, the first motif, and we will join actually this arch here into 1, 2, 1, 2 here. Let me finish the first motif and the second, and I will be back to show you how to join. So I worked my first arch here, and now I finished the first row of the second arch, and into the loops, so into the second row, I want to begin to join with the first motif. So actually, as you can see, is like this. Is this the motif that I will join with these 2 loops, 1, 2 of this arch, so these 2 loops, and these 2 of the second motif here. Now I will put it like this, and I am ready to begin the second. Chain 1 and turn, and single crochet into the next 2 stitches, then chain 2 and into the 1, 2, 3, the third loop here, insert the hook, pull the yarn and slip stitch to join, chain 2 again and back to the stripe that you work at, and insert the hook and single crochet once and twice, then chain 2 again. So this is the first loop joined into this one, chain 2 again and insert the hook into the next loop, pull the yarn and slip stitch to join, chain 2 and back to the stripe that you are working at and single crochet twice, chain 2 and insert the hook into the first loop of the next arch, pull the yarn and slip stitch to join, chain 2 and back to the stripe and work 2 single crochets, again chain 2, insert the hook into the next loop, slip stitch to join, chain 2 again and back to the stripe that you are working at, single crochet twice, then chain 4, single crochet twice, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet twice more to finish the row. And this is the first joining. Okay, now we will work the next arch on this side, so we don't have to join nothing. Just 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn, insert the hook, slip stitch, chain 3, and work actually the arch normally. 13 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now insert the hook into this loop, the nearest loop, chain 1 and turn, and finish the arch with the last row, the second row, the row with the 6 chain 4 loops. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 1. These are the single crochets, and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2. And this will be the arch that we will have to join. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn, slip stitch into the nearest loop, chain 3, turn again, and into the chain 6 loop. Work 13 double crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now slip stitch into the nearest loop, chain 1 and turn. And now I want to show you. So I worked this one, and now with this one I want to join again, as I did here. So into these two and into these two, last two of this arch and first two of the next arch. Okay. 2 single crochets and chain 2, because we want to join, as I said, into the last 2 loops of this arch. Slip stitch to join, chain 2 again, and back to our motif. 2 single crochets, chain 2 into the next loop, pull the yarn, slip stitch to join, and chain 2 again, back into your motif, and 2 single crochets, chain 2, and we want to join into the first 2 loops of the next arch. So insert the hook, pull the yarn, slip stitch to join, chain 2, back to your motif, and single crochets, 2 single crochets, again chain 2, insert the hook into the next loop, the second loop of this motif, pull the yarn and slip stitch to join, chain 2 again, and back to your motif, 2 single crochets, and now we can finish 1, 2, 3, 4 the second row of the arch. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 2 more loops, and 1 and 2. Now this is what we have. And this is the way we join together the motifs to create actually blankets or anything else. Can you see? These 2 loops and the next 2 loops. Okay. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you like the projects that I showed you. See you at the next tutorial.